everybody, welcome to lesson number 9. My name is Seth May-Patterson and I am playing the viola. Did anybody guess the name or the song that I just played for you? It was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's in The Wizard of Oz. If you haven't had the pleasure of watching that film, I highly recommend it. Today's lesson is going to focus on learning the song Lightly Row. So we're going to pluck it first, and then we're going to name all the notes and the fingerings, and then after that we're going to use our bow, and we'll play through it arco. So the first measure that we're going to see, and we're going to put it on the screen so you should be able to watch it and play along as well. The first measure we're going to see is A, F sharp, F sharp. So you can also think A, 2, 2, because F sharp is 2 fingers on the D string. So let's just play that measure. 2, ready, and. Okay, the next measure is G, E, E. Let's play that together. Ready, go. Okay, and then the next one is a little tiny version of a scale. We're just going to walk up the D string and get to our open A string. It'll be D, 1, 2, 3, A, A, A. So let's try that. Ready, go. D, 1, 2, 3, A, A, A. Okay, now the next part is A, 2, 2, 2. Here we go for that one. Ready, go. And we have 3, 1, 1, 1. Here we go, and. This is D, 2, A, 2, 2, 2. Here we go, and. So we just went through it in chunks, I like to call them. So as you practice, I like to chop them up into chunks so you can focus on specific sections and you're not trying to learn the entire song all at once. It can be kind of overwhelming if you look at it that way. So now that we've kind of gone through it in sections, let's try and play through the whole thing. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. So I'm really glad if people were able to follow me and make it to the end of that. That certainly is a lot of notes to learn and a lot of repeated notes to keep track of. So be sure that you go slowly if you need to write it down. Be sure you're looking at your music. Approach it slowly and practice as many times as you need to. So now we're going to grab our bow and we're going to play it with the bow. Here's the first measure. Remember A, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just looking at my bow, let's just talk about the bow for a second. The quarter notes were a little bit of bow, and then the half note was a longer bit of bow. So go ahead and just watch my bow this time. I'll do that same measure. Did you notice that when I started, I had it right here, kind of at our balance point? Remember we talked about that? And then we kind of got to the upper half. Not at the tip, but just the upper half, above the middle. So notice in the quarter notes, I got to the upper half and then back to the balance point. But then in the half note, I actually got all the way to almost the tip. So you want to be sure you spend more bow on the longer notes and then less bow on the shorter notes. So here we go. So here's the second measure, which is 3, 1, 1 on the D string. Here we go, and. And here's the next part. D, 1, 2, 3, A. Here we go. Ready, and. Now A, 2, 2, 2. Ready, go. And 3, 1, 1, 1. Here we go, and. D, 3, 2, A, 2, 2, 2. Here we go, and. Okay, so now we're going to go a full playthrough, no stops. Let's try and get from the beginning to the end. Again, if you're having trouble with any of the measures, be sure you look at the timestamp on this video and maybe make a note of where that specific measure that we practiced is, and then just go back to it and play it one more time. Here we go, a full playthrough, lightly row with our bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something I wanted to also note, when we do this, we're actually going to circle back to the frog. So we have, and then we circle. All right, so the very last thing that I wanted to say is kind of in regards to the bow. As we're playing these notes, we have to think about the left hand, of course, but we want to also pay attention to our bow and just be sure that we're trying to stay nice and straight or nice and perpendicular. If you don't know that word, that just means like a right angle or like a plus sign. So we don't want to have our bow going like this, and we don't want to have our bow going like this. So just be sure that you kind of use a mirror if you can, set yourself up so you can see your bow. And 1, think about the left hand, but then 2, also play and think about the right hand. So I think that pretty much ends this video. Thanks very much for listening and playing along. I'm very excited to do the next one, and we'll hope to see you soon.